Hi there, well this is the Incite, okay, which is a Wybron fixture. It's a 375 watt profile, okay. At the minute coming with 3 lens tubes. You've got a 19, you've got a 36, and you've got a 26. There's a 10 and 50 degree on its way as well, so you know it's out there competing with the profiles and up against obviously the regular source 4s of this world, so on and so forth. It has to be said, at white, it's not going to be as bright as sort of like a 9,000 lumen source 4, but it does 6,500 lumen, okay? And obviously, by the time you've actually gelled up a source 4, if we're comparing it to it, you know, you're losing intensity on there. So when you're talking strong colors, that kind of thing, because it's LED, because it's color mixing, you've actually got, you know, you're a comparable, okay? Main features would have to be, it's all about cooling, it's all about lamp life. Okay, these are Cree LEDs in here, okay, you're looking at 60,000 hours as a standard lamp life, okay, and it's an RGB color mixing, okay. You got intensity and you've got color temperature on separate channels in there, okay, and there's also features, purely because obviously you've got the same software as you've got in a lot of Wybron units, so you've got, you know, strobe functions, strobe effects, that kind of thing as well, okay. One of the killer attributes of this would have to be, it's going to put the gobo guys in trouble, okay, purely because if you've got a laser printer and you've got a piece of acetate, you're now talking custom homemade gobos, yeah. Okay, again in full color. What you've got here is, we find with the gobos, actually the use of a donut is never, you know, it helps, okay, because you get rid of the color fringing around the edge of the frame, okay, which is kind of the same with all LED technology that's out there. Focus control, okay, we're no longer sliding along the barrel, okay, with focus control you've got a fine focus knob here, okay, again just dropping the image in and out. Obviously we're on a curved wall, so you're just going to be focusing on separate parts of the image there, okay. But you got fine focus there, it's in a good place, you know, so if you're up in the rig, ease of use and such. Okay, the shutters, manual shutters on 3 planes, so you can create the triangle, okay, they're not sat on top of each other. And you've also got a slot in there for, you know, your gobo rotators, anything else that you actually want to drop in there, okay, you can drop in the slot on the top. There's also an internal diffuser that deals with a lot of the fringing that you get, sort of like, you know, when you're running heavy intensity or you're at the top end of the color temperature range, you're going to get color shadow. There's actually an internal diffuser in there that's actually replaceable. There's different diffusers available for it as well. Okay. Effectively, that is it in very much brief. Okay. As far as control goes, we've got it set up here today. If I can just move around the unit. There we go. We're still on. Okay. So what we've got here, okay, just to show you true saturation. Okay, okay, right, so we got saturated color. Okay, at the minute we're just sitting everything with this gobo in. Let's just remove this gobo for a minute. Like I say, the gobo itself. Okay, so that's the unit at full intensity on saturation. Okay, just moving through the colors, like I say, RGB. So we got green, and then we can just focus that out. Sorry, going the wrong way completely. Just to show you. There we go. Okay, just to give you an example of that. And obviously, we've got a shutter somewhere sat in there. Okay. So we're getting that, and then just going back up. And again, you know, that's effectively what we're looking at. Again, you've got your color temperature to actually address there and such as well. All done by DMX if you wish. Okay, no need to be getting up and altering anything there. And it's all on separate channels as well, so your intensity and your color temperature is separate. Okay. That is the fixture in brief. Lens tube wise, just to show you, okay, we've just got a pin, you've got a lock, lens tube's gone. Okay, one thing that I think we're looking at on this is obviously, you know, the use of a safety, because obviously if you're up in a rig, heavy lens tube. Unit weighs in at around 40 kilos, okay? with
40.
yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, not 40 kilos, 40 pounds. So I'm just remembering it's American.
Yeah.
Okay, of course. So just got another lens tube. Again, it's just a little lock and load, and just again just dropping in, just to give you an example of where we're at and the flexibility, and then just refocus.
Can you tell me
out
the
there.
current draw or the wattage?
Okay, the wattage is 375. It's effectively 350 on white. Okay, maximum fixture wattage is 375.
What's the current draw?
The what? Sorry.
What's the current draw?
The
Current.
the current in amps 240. So what are we talking? Well, you know, we're looking at doing the conversion less than that.
375 overall, isn't it?
No, the fixture itself is actually taking 375 watts across the board. It's 350 through the LEDs and 25 through the electronics. Okay. Any questions, guys?
Is it silent or has it got fans in it?
Okay, it's fans. Okay. It's actually fan cooled. Now, one thing that Wybron do that, as far as we're aware, nobody else is doing at the minute is it's all about the protection of the LEDs. You run the LEDs cooler, you're going to get a brighter fixture. And what Wybron are doing is they're actually reading everything at 70 degrees. Now, everybody knows that, you know, once you get up to 150 degrees, including case temperature and such, you start destroying your LEDs. These things will never run hotter than 135 degrees. Okay, they're regulated at 70. What Wybron have done is they've got software control in there, okay, that instead of shutting the unit down subject to a fan failure or you're in extreme temperature conditions, because obviously what people have got to consider when these are up in a rig or above a frost, you know, it's going to get warm. Okay, what these fixtures do is they've got software in there that will protect the LED, so it will never ever be allowed to actually go into above 150 degrees. So you'll never get degradation. These things are actually coming fitted from the factory and calibrated so everyone's alike. So if you've got 20 of them, you've got color temperature, it's a case of everyone is going to be identical.
Yeah.
Why is it so big?
Why is it so, yeah. The size is all to do with the cooling, I would have said. You know, the size and weight, it is all about it. I mean, you're looking at 60,000 hours lamp life. Okay, with this, you know, it's in a league of its own, you know, at that end of the scale, you know.
60,000 consistent or 60,000?
That's, yeah, consistent. Okay, what they're saying.
From unit to unit?
And it's consistent, it comes out of the factory calibrated, consistent, yes.
Even when you change the LEDs, batch will change from pre.
Right, okay, well what you've got is obviously you've got your crease on your colours, and then, you know, with the red LEDs, obviously you're not even using crease with the reds, okay? But yeah, what they're actually guaranteeing at the minute from Cree, okay, is that we're going to get consistency on these units.
Is it Cree?
They are Cree, yes.
Okay, and is the light engine interchangeable, or do you end up throwing the whole light away?
Should it go, you end up throwing the whole light away.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point there's nothing interchangeable on the actual head.
Coming back to you on that lamp life, is that lamp life down to 70% of initial light, or is that 60,000 hours at a constant?
That's a
light
60,000 hours consistent.
How can you do that based on a Cree engine?
Okay, purely because they're not getting into the temperatures where the LEDs are going to actually degrade. That's what the manufacturers have told us anyway. You know, they're nowhere near it. Running a case temperature at 70 degrees is nowhere near that 150 degree threshold. Obviously, putting up in a rig. And again, it's all about that protection. Once this thing crosses 135 degrees, it will dim the power. Instead of shutting the unit down and saying, I'm not going to work anymore, it will actually reduce the output to protect the LED.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you might get a slightly dimmer show, okay, but you know, with that factored in, it's all the time, it's thinking about this consistency.
Their engines that say you get 60,000 hours with zero
Yes.
degradation.
Yes, that's what they're saying.